So people often talk about the fear of failure, but I think it's a little bit vague. It doesn't actually tell you where the challenges are. So I'm going to frame it in a different way, which is the fear of success. And what are the things that are actually inhibiting you from growth? So this story starts with you, right? There's you in your journey through whatever your interests are in life. And amongst those interests, there's like 4 stages that you'll go through with these, right? The first stage will be you can learn about something. The second stage is you can be about something. The third stage is you can teach about something. And the fourth stage is you can master something. And as we go through our interests, most people tend to hover at the learning stage. For one obvious reason is you just can't master and teach about all your interests. There's not enough time in the world to be able to do that. But one of the other reasons is because as you grow through these stages, there's certain expectations about them. And most people see those expectations, and that's what holds them back. They're like, I don't want to grow to that next stage because I worry about the skills that are required and if I have them and if I'm able to maintain them. So what are those skills actually? What does it take to shift between the stages? So the first stage that we can look at is what does it take to shift from learning to being? Well, the first thing that's obvious is once you move beyond learning about something, you actually have to take action. If it's not enough to know about what fitness is and nutrition and things like that, if you actually want to be fit, you have to take action on that. You have to do something. And you just have to do it once. You have to be consistent about it. So you have to do it all the time. You have to do it repetitively. Also, if you want to shift from learning to being, you are going to open yourself up to judgment. Because now others can see that you are trying to become this thing. And they can judge you and say that you're not doing this right or you're not good enough or whatever the case is. And also, you're opening yourself up to comparison. Because now people can look at what you're doing and say, well, are you a better software engineer than that person? Are you a better artist than this person? And everything becomes comparative. So if you want to move from learning to actually being about something, you have to take action, you have to do it consistently, and you have to be willing to embrace comparison and judgment. Now, if you want to go from the next stage, and if you want to go from being to teaching, what are the qualities that you have to adopt? Well, one is you have to be accurate about your teachings. You have to be able to lead somebody below you. So you have to be able to guide somebody from learning to becoming, which means your teachings have to be good. They actually have to convey correct information. After accuracy, you have to be able to stroke desire. Because what is a teacher without students? You have to be able to attract people to your teachings, and they have to be able to find results from that, which is the third aspect of being a teacher, is results. You actually have to be able to guide somebody to the outcome that they're looking for. If your students don't have results, are you really a good teacher? And the last thing that comes with teaching is conflict. Because with whatever you're teaching, people aren't going to agree with what you have to say, your methodology, your information, or where you get your insights from. And you have to have the courage to be able to confront those conflicts and be able to stand in your ground in your teachings and open yourself up to new wisdom, but also find strength in holding what your current wisdom is. So for somebody who wants to shift from being to teaching, they have to be accurate, they have to be able to attract attention, they have to get results, and they have to have courage, the courage to go through conflict. Now the last stage, if somebody wants to go from teaching to mastery, what's needed? Well, let's see. We have teaching, and if you want to move to mastery, there are certain qualities, which is the obvious one. You have to be a master, right? A master is a teacher of teachers, a leader of leaders. They're the ones who set the mold of what everybody learns about and what everybody teaches about. They create the paradigm. So a master is one who knows across the entire breadth of whatever that subject is. If they have any student that comes to them, they should be able to know where that student is and guide them through. They should have as many answers as possible. They also have to be, this is a little bit strong, but they also have to have perfection and be perfect. They have to be very accurate in what they're teaching in order to be a master. There's much less room for flaws and mistakes. And the last thing that a master would probably have is quality. The reason why you would go to a master over just a teacher is because they're efficient. They know how to package things together in just the right way so you don't waste time and they don't waste time. They get results because of their breadth of knowledge in this subject, right? So to move from teaching to mastery, you have to be a teacher of teachers. You have to be able to hold perfection in your subject matter, and you have to be efficient and have high quality in what your teachings are. So coming back to this story of fear of success, when you think about fear of success is really the fear of growth. What you fear is if you can actually adopt the skills that are required for you to hold to shift from stage to stage to stage. And that's what people recognize subconsciously when they know that they're afraid of growing in something. They'll just dismiss it off as a fear of failure and be like, I just don't want to fail at that. But really what they don't want to do is adopt the skills that are required in order to grow. And that's what the fear of success is, and that's why most people will stay in that learning stage about something. And some will grow to that becoming stage and they'll be an example for it, but they won't have the courage to actually be a teacher with it or to master it over time and dedicate themselves to their craft. So this is a quick breakdown about the fear of success and how it compares to the fear of failure. It's all essentially a fear of growth.